What's up and welcome back to another video. I'm Dr. Daniel Ricciardi, gut health expert, licensed pharmacist, fitness enthusiast, and creator of SIBO Shortcut. This video is probably long overdue because I have over 100 videos on YouTube currently on this exact topic. This video will answer the question, what is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, aka SIBO? If you've been struggling with digestive issues, this video is for you. We'll break down what is SIBO, the 3 types of SIBO, causes of SIBO, symptoms of SIBO, how to diagnose SIBO, and then finally SIBO treatment options. So let's get started. What is SIBO? SIBO stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and it's essentially when you have too many bacteria in the small intestine. While bacteria are perfectly fine if they're in very large numbers in the large intestine, when this happens in the small intestine, it can lead to SIBO and a wide variety of problems. What are the 3 types of SIBO? There's 1, hydrogen dominant SIBO, aka hydrogen SIBO. There's 2, intestinal methanogen overgrowth, aka IMO, which is not technically SIBO. I'll explain why soon. And number 3 is hydrogen sulfide SIBO. There are 3 different types of SIBO because there are different microorganisms that produce these 3 gases, hydrogen, methane, and hydrogen sulfide. To give a little more clarity on this, hydrogen dominant SIBO is due to having too many hydrogen producing bacteria in your small intestine. These bacteria typically include various E. coli and Klebsiella species. Intestinal methanogen overgrowth, or IMO, is due to having too many methane producing microorganisms, also known as archaea, in your intestine. The archaea named Methanobrevibacter smithii is the main microorganism involved in methane production and intestinal methanogen overgrowth. IMO is not technically considered SIBO for 2 reasons. Number 1, archaea are not technically considered to be bacteria because they have different characteristics. And number 2, both the small and large intestine may actually be involved in IMO. And third, hydrogen sulfide SIBO is due to having too many hydrogen sulfide producing bacteria in your small intestine. The main species that produce hydrogen sulfide are Fusobacterium and Disulfovibrio species. Moving on to the causes of SIBO. There are 4 different risk factors that can happen, and when they do, they can put you at greater risk of developing SIBO. They are, number 1 is impaired gut motility, specifically of the small intestine. This one is by far the most important. In your small intestine, you have a system known as the migrating motor complex, or the MMC. It assists with gut motility in the small intestine. In order to work properly, it uses a system of both muscles and nerves in the small intestine, and this works to squeeze each section of the small intestine and propel food from the beginning down to the end of the small intestine. It's kind of like squeezing toothpaste through a tube. When it works properly, food and bacteria get moved properly in the right direction toward the large intestine. However, if the MMC is not working properly, the conditions of the small intestine can become very different. It's kind of like comparing a fast-moving cold water stream to a pond. Fast-moving stream typically has crystal clear water that's clean enough to drink, and you're not going to be seeing bacteria growing there. Whereas a pond, on the other hand, typically looks murky, and you can have a lot of bacteria growing in the pond. And this can happen if the MMC is not working properly and you don't have good gut motility. For more information on this topic, check out this video here. Second cause for SIBO is weakened immune system or ability to actually eliminate bacteria. Digestive secretions and the immune system are responsible for maintaining proper levels of bacteria in the small intestine. For example, stomach acid. If you have low stomach acid, it makes you more likely to get SIBO. Bile. This is stored in the gallbladder and released into the small intestine when you eat. It has many purposes, but one is to eliminate some bacteria. Therefore, if you have an insufficient amount of bile or slow bile flow, you can be more likely to develop SIBO. And then digestive enzymes. These are mainly produced in the pancreas, but some are also produced in your small intestine. They mainly aid with digestion and absorption of food, but they also play a role in reducing the number of bacteria in the intestine. So not having enough digestive enzymes can also make it more likely that you can develop SIBO. The third potential cause for SIBO is ileothecal valve dysfunction. The ileothecal valve separates the small and the large intestine. It's kind of like a one-way street, and we want things only traveling from the small intestine to the large intestine, but not vice versa. Because most bacteria live in the large intestine, if substances are able to travel back into the small intestine, you can tell why this can be a major problem when talking about SIBO. And then last, number 4 in terms of causes of SIBO is physical abnormalities or abdominal surgeries. After abdominal surgeries, fibrous bands of scar tissue can form. These are known as adhesions, and they can pinch arrange sections of the intestine together, which impairs gut motility. Also, conditions such as diverticulosis can form pockets in the intestine, which can be great places for bacteria to accumulate and make it more likely to develop SIBO. As for SIBO symptoms, there's a long potential list of them, but some common ones that can be caused by all different types of SIBO include bloating, constipation, diarrhea, alternating constipation with diarrhea, abdominal pain, discomfort, GI cramping and spasms, heartburn, brain fog, chronic fatigue, skin rashes, chronic pain, depression, anxiety. Hydrogen sulfide SIBO can also cause some more specific symptoms that are not as common with the hydrogen dominant SIBO or intestinal methanogen overgrowth. These can include sulfur smelling gas, urinary problems, tingling and numbness of the skin, feeling toxic, sensitivity to light and loud noises, and worsening of symptoms after eating food and supplements high in sulfur. And I have Dr. Allison Seebecker to thank for this particular list. As you can see, there's a wide variety of symptoms that you can experience with SIBO. Notice that while there are many digestive symptoms, there's also a lot of non-digestive symptoms as well, which if you didn't know better, you wouldn't necessarily think that they could be related to SIBO. This is because SIBO causes chronic inflammation in the gut. And when you have chronic inflammation in the gut, it can produce inflammatory molecules that can get sent to everywhere in your body. Thus, the headache, rash, or brain fog that you're experiencing may be actually related to inflammation from SIBO. How to diagnose SIBO? Before treating SIBO or IMO, you need to be sure that you actually have it. The first step is to take a hydrogen breath test. A hydrogen breath test, or just known as a breath test, is a tool used to diagnose SIBO and IMO. You can do this test at home. To complete a test, you drink a specific type of sugar, either lactose, glucose, or fructose. Then you breathe into either tubes or a device every 15 to 20 minutes for about 3 hours. The breath test results tell you the amount of hydrogen, methane, or hydrogen sulfide in some cases that you breathed out over the course of the 3-hour test. Bacteria and archaea produce these gases. Therefore, the test estimates the quantity, type, and location of bacteria and archaea in your intestine. As for SIBO treatment options, there's several different treatment options that can be used for SIBO and IMO. They include 1. Antibiotics, 2. Herbal antimicrobials, 3. Elemental diet, 4. Carnivore diet, and then there's also some evidence that suggests that certain probiotics may also be helpful for treating SIBO. The treatment that you should do depends on a variety of factors, such as what type of SIBO you have, how severe your SIBO is, or how high the gas levels are, what symptoms you're experiencing, and what type of bowel movements that you have, and then how much you're able and willing to spend on treatment. I constantly see people that are doing SIBO treatments that are not ideal for them personally. Many of them will feel slightly better during the treatment or just after stopping the treatment, but then end up feeling the exact same as they did when they began, with never-ending bloating and digestive symptoms. If you want to make sure you're doing the very best SIBO treatment for you personally, address SIBO once and for all, and not have to second guess that you are doing the right thing, you have to try SIBO Shortcut. SIBO Shortcut is the comprehensive SIBO program that provides you the playbook for treatment, diet, testing, supplements, and everything else that you need so you can get rid of your symptoms quickly and easily. Click the first link in the description below for a free SIBO webinar and sign up for SIBO Shortcut today so you can say yes to a life free from SIBO symptoms. That is all for today. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel for more related content. I post a new full-length video every Monday and YouTube Shorts throughout the week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.